CCDnB, right? Canadian content, drum and bass. CCDnB.
Deal with it, ladies and gentlemen. CCDnB is back with a brand new format. I am your host, DJ Lovehurts. Sitting beside me is your co-host, my friend, Mr. CCDnB himself, DJ Capulet. This is episode 33, the return of CCDnB. Tonight we're going back through the best music the show has featured in its past. In the background, the sounds of Rene, LaVice, Headlock. Capulet, you ready to do this?
Yes.
Let's do it, buddy. Sit tight, everyone. We have a pile of music coming over the next hour. Tonight, you'll hear music from the most familiar to the least recognizable names in Canadian drum and bass, all of which has been featured in the past of the show. We'll also take a minute to discuss the history of CCDnB, who we are, and what took us so long to get the show back on the road.
A pile of music.
Tons of music.
A pile.
We got tunes coming in from Rene, LaVice, I can hear in the background. NC-17, Artifice, Catacomb, Stickbubbly, Ben Sage, John Rolodex, Krinjah, Grimm, Stranjah, Marcus, Sniper. We got tons.
Artifice. We're combining DJ names. Artifice and Marcus. Martifice.
If Artifice is here, he's like, you're saying my name wrong.
It's not a collab that exists either.
It should be, though.
Yeah, so Matt's doing the podcast now, guys. Eat it, because I just don't want to. I stopped doing it, and I'm not going to do it again. So Matt's going to do it now.
You know what? The time is now. It's been a while since the show's been on the air, and luckily the guys at contrabandradio.com reached out to us. NC-17's tune coming in the background. Luckily, the guys at Contraband gave us the opportunity to put the show back up on the air, and it needs to be done. There's a lot of guys putting music out coast to coast in Canada right now, and what you were doing a few years ago with this brand, Dustin, was pushing a lot of guys that are now more familiar within the scene, and this is what we need to do. We need to start pushing Canadian drum and bass again.
Yeah, and you know what we need to do? What you need to do is do a dab, because you are amped, and I'm not as amped, and I'm feeling we're at a level here. I'll try and amp up a little bit.
That's right. We're doing dabs in the studio.
Well, he is. I do unconcentrated, regular cupcakes. I call them cupcakes.
Cupcakes?
That's my code word for it.
Well, now that hopefully there's no police listening that are also checking your text messages.
Oh, did I say I sell them? I don't sell them. It's okay to eat cupcakes, right?
Yeah, it's great to eat cupcakes.
All right.
Yeah, you're doing a dab, cook one up, because we're digging in for the next hour. Like I said, NC-17, Attitude Era. Is it Attitude Era? Altitude Era?
You didn't check on that?
No, I didn't check on that.
You're supposed to fact check that, man.
Yeah, I was supposed to check. You know what? Why don't you tell us? Were we right?
You do the fact checking for us.
We're pushing Canadian content drum bass. That's it.
Your dab setup looks like something a rocket takes off from.
You know what? I
shouldn't do a visual joke since nobody can see. Bad for the podcast.
It does look like a rocket ship because my dabs look like moon rocks. Damn right.
Yeah, no, it looks like you're doing crack. It does. This dab thing looks like people are doing crack. It's not good.
Yeah, like if I got caught by my mom in like high school with a dab set up,
if your mom walked in right now, she'd be like, "What are you doing? Breaking Bad, Mom." Are we into next tune? No, still this tune. Big up NC-17 and his movie poster collection. It's pretty badass.
It's pretty epic, actually.
And he has lots of laser discs.
Actually, it's funny you say that because the tune coming in, Artifice in the background, also a big movie buff. Artifice and a game VIP. That's right, we're going VIP because this is the best of show. I don't even know if that's put out yet. Tune.
Tune. With a CHOON. Big.
So if you're new to the show, you don't know what we are, this is Canadian Content Drum and Bass. This was started back in 2008, 2009, sometime around there.
You didn't fact check that either?
Didn't fact check that either.
No fact checking.
No fact
I
checking.
should know, but I don't.
We're going off the cusp. And it was started by Capulet, and we're pushing the sounds of Canadian drum and bass.
I'm no longer doing any actual work. Matt's doing all the work.
Well, it is
and
a lot of
I'm just
work.
coming over, and I'm just sitting in on it to make sure he doesn't screw it up. I'm kind of disappointed he doesn't do segments. You're not doing segments? Some segments,
maybe
man.
we'll do a themed show. Like today's a themed show, the best of.
Right, okay. Yeah. This is a special show. We picked out like all the best tunes. Like totally like, I don't know why I said like, of all the podcasts that have already been out. We did kind of like a once over, so I don't know. It might not be the definitive best Canadian drum bass tune, so hold on to your shorts.
We went through about 2,000 songs, and we came out with a list of about 35 songs here.
I'm sure there's tracks that you can be like, well, this should be on the list, and I'd be like, you're totally right.
If you can name an artist who's not on this list today, send their music this way to music@ccdnbradio.com. If you're an artist with making music, sitting at home, nobody's hearing your music, send it to us right now at music@ccdnbradio.com. We want to push your Canadian content drum and bass.
See us coming through, it ain't a game, it's true.
In the background, coming in, Catacomb, Farewell. Where's Catacomb from?
Catacomb is from, the last I heard, Hamilton, but he was the type of guy that kind of stayed in his basement and you didn't really see him. Nobody really saw him. I think Dubcom knew him, and it was very hard to book him. It was very hard to get a hold of him ever, and he would disappear for months at a time because his name is Catacomb, and fucking that's a lot of mystique in that name.
Some dirty tunes.
Breakdown. Let's talk about something.
Well, what happened to the podcast, Mr. Capulet?
I was doing the podcast, and then I was no longer doing it.
Life got busy, eh?
Life changed. I broadened my horizons and stopped listening to nothing but drum and bass, which was what I was doing for 10 years. And stuff and things and other stuff and things. I'm not obligated to give an answer.
No, you're not.
People are giving me shit for this, but, you know.
Hey, you know what? At least we're here.
People are like, you had something. I'm like, yeah, I had something, and it's still there. So, but when I look back on it, it's embarrassing to listen to. For me, I don't know.
Well, a lot of us love the brand and love what you did pushing Canadian artists and pushing drum and bass in Canada way before the EDM craze. I personally think that it pushed a lot of artists and it pushed a lot of people to start producing. And now when you see the music that's being created in Canada today, especially the drum and bass music and the production. It's the best it's ever been. In the background right now, Stickbubbly, Love Me.
The Canadian drum and bass producers that I knew, they're pretty driven anyways, but the podcast gave them something, I think, to just, I don't know, they would listen to my podcast and then would make a tune because they knew if they made the tune and it was good, they would send it to me, I would play it. So
everybody needs a muse,
some
right?
kind of incentive. I mean, it's tough to just make music for, I mean, I try producing, I can't do it because it takes a lot of time and patience. Holy shit, patience. And listening to the same over and over again for 3 hours, I admire it. And after all that, where was I going with this? I don't know, but at least we can play their tunes on here. It doesn't matter if you're signed or not. Matt would love it if you send him unsigned tunes. He gobbles that up. Send Matt tunes. Send him tunes.
Send the show
he's
tunes.
Gonna say
We
a
want
lot
to
throughout this
showcase.
podcast.
We just want to showcase Canadian drum and bass. Personally, I was a fan of the of CCDnB before I met Dustin. Dustin and I met. We became really good friends. He actually ended up moving in with me in 2011. And we were roommates for a while. I watched him slowly stop doing the show. And now as I see the crest of the EDM wave stop to push the whitewashed EDM music, I think that the show should be coming back and start to really push those guys that have spent their time working on drum and bass. There's a reason why you call us junglists. We are devout to the music, and this is the best time to push that. Like, it's happening all over the world. There's these quotas of music being pushed, of genres of music being pushed all over, and drum and bass is not getting pushed in Canada. So we got to do this. We all got to come together. So if you're out there listening to the show and you're making music, send it to music@ccdnbradio.com. Send it through Dropbox. This is 2014. I'm not doing AIM transfers like it's 1999 here. Background, Ben Sage, Sleepless.
John Rolodex, Behind the Mirror.
This is an awesome tune.
Yes. I think this is on Machinist Music. I still have my Machinist Music t-shirt.
Big up John Rolodex. Big up Canadian drum and bass.
It's a good quality shirt, I gotta say. You can really try to test the quality of a shirt by how many times you wash it. And I've washed a shirt 1,000,000 times and it still holds up. Big up John Rolodex's shirts that he made 10 of. And I got one.
Big up the exclusive limited edition t-shirt crew.
Just filling in time here, folks.
Sounds in the background coming in. Paul St. Jack Timeless version
Sounds.
2.
Version 2. You know what? It's probably just called Timeless.
Yes,
I think
it probably is.
Version 2 is just what he put on the.
Yeah, because that's the thing about getting the music sent to
This
us
made it.
like this.
What if, like, yeah? What if there's a version 3?
Yeah,
it's
and
better.
That's what I
And
mean.
we're playing this tune, and he's like, "Oh, fuckers."
That's why we got to say it.
Ah, so that's why we're saying it.
That's
I
why
get
we
you.
say it.
I get you.
So when me and Dustin were going through, we went through about 150 artists, 2,000 songs to choose this list of tunes today. And we went through all of the old CCDnB music that Dustin still has. And there's a lot of music, man. A lot of music. A lot of artists from that are making music today really strong who didn't make the cut today. But I know that they're going to be sending. I know they're going to be sending. I'm not going to say names, but I know they're going to be sending us music, and that's going to be exciting. Is to see where like the progression of like how these guys have gotten better over 3 or 4 years.
Oh, they get better.
Like wine.
They get better. So yeah, this is like a lot of these are my personal favorites. And I just you gotta put this on. Paul St. Jack. This is like one of my favorite tunes because it's I don't know, it's just nice.
This is music, right? A lot of the music being played today really shows the spectrum of drum and bass. Shows how much how wide it is, and how it's not just about amens, or how it's not just about jump up or wobbles. Wide. It's a wide spectrum.
Wide. Sorry, did I just trip you up? Wide. It's a wide drum and bass. Very wide. Like my microphone. Like girthy.
We aren't playing favorites on the show. We just want to... If it's good, we're going to play it. If it's Canadian, we're going to play it.
But it can't be good and not Canadian. Or
Yeah.
Canadian or not and not good.
I'm not saying you guys
That's what
don't
he's
make
trying to say.
good drum and bass out there. But it's just...
I used to get
It's called Canadian content.
some amazing tunes. I used to get terrible tunes. Like, really, really bad. Like, some of them, I swear to God, were made on Mario Paint. So, get some second opinions.
Big up Gremlinz. Big up the AUX Toronto crew. serious music.
It is a tune. Very serious. So I had an idea for this podcast.
What was that?
I'm going to spring this on you. I'm going to interview you.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Did you interview me yet? Have we done that?
Not well. We've been talking about what happened with the show.
Yeah, don't interview me. I won't give you any serious answers anyways. I was thinking about interviewing you since we don't have a guest to interview on this podcast.
Well, and since this used to be your show, and people are gonna have to get familiar with me.
Right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach back to some drum and bass terminology. This is why I didn't want to tell you before this is why I want to tell you just right now, live. So I want your honest answers to some of these questions. I brought them on a piece of paper. I left that piece of paper at home, but I think I remember the questions I was going to ask because they're the questions
from the
see
podcast.
How much you know from listening to the podcast. Okay. What is a dubplate?
A dubplate? A dubplate is the press of a record that you would use to create an original pressing of music. You use that to dub over other records.
Right. That's incorrect. No. Actually, no. It's a bunch of cassette tapes that have been dubbed over on a plate. Right? So, okay, second question. Okay. Don't worry, I didn't think you would get the first one wrong. That threw me off a little bit. But we'll keep going. I believe you'll get the next one right. Okay. What does it mean to rinse out?
Rinse out? To rinse out means to shoot your gun up in the air and empty out your gun clip. To rinse out and empty out your gun clip. At the Jamaican dance hall, you shoot your gun up. And that's how, that gesture of raising a gun up in the air and shooting it is to empty out your gun clip in the air.
Wow, I appreciate your research, but that is also incorrect.
What?
It is when you've been raving at Wemp for too long and you have dirty socks. So you take some clean water bottle and you just rinse the socks out, and then you rinse the sock out.
You rinse your sock out.
So wow, okay, two wrong out of three. You gotta get this third one. You can't give me all wrong answers, Matt. Come on, you gotta be the next one. If you can get this next one, it'll redeem
hilarious.
Everything. Okay, but I can't remember what the third one was. So just give me a second. Mention what tune's playing right now.
In the background right now, Override, Night Night. Your third question yet?
I can't think of that third question for you. It was, what is a dubplate? Got it. All right, third question. Let me see if you can get this. What is the difference between jungle and drum and bass?
Dillinger.
No, that wasn't even trying. You put no effort in that. Come on, I won't.
To me, that's to me like
I'll be lenient on the answer.
Like when Dillinger came in the scene, that was I don't know, like that to me.
Oh
was,
no, that could be your answer. You're right.
Yeah, because when Dillinger came into the scene, that was like the definition. Like when somebody was like, "What's the difference between jungle and drum and bass?" You'd put on like whatever you'd hear at the parties, and then you'd put on a Dillinger tune, and you'd go.
Okay, so now answer the question, but to pretend that nobody knows who Dillinger is.
Step your fucking game up.
But what is the actual difference between jungle and drum and bass? I know you know technically the answer.
But I mean, you're just going to use a bunch of like mumbo jumbo buzzwords to make myself feel better to compare against somebody else's interpretation of their interpretation of the music. It's like, ooh, it's gonna have a raga sound, it's gonna have an amen of 172 tempo. Like, you know what, man, it's all the same. It's all the same. It's all.
Okay, give me your own answer then.
Well, what we've been listening to is drum and bass.
Right.
And what we're gonna listen to is jungle.
Fucking nice timing, buddy. All right, I'll accept that as an answer, but it's incorrect. I'm sorry. The difference between drum and bass and jungle is clearly jungle has a J in it, and drum and bass does not, because you cannot take the J out of jungle.
Who's gonna tell you?
Krinjah.
Don't know.
Krinjah. Road boy. Listen, me ready for return. All the wicked man's kids.
Blah, 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 blah.
It sounds like Krinjah's Anthem in the background.
Listen, me ready for return. All the wicked man's skin a get burned. Me have the light back table a turn. Show them chuck badness and never want learn.
What we pass your man? I danger business. Say no say. Original band there, man.
Listen, me ready for return. All the wicked man's skin a get burned. Me have the light back table a turn. Show them chuck badness and never want learn.
What we pass your man? I danger business. Say no say.
If you don't know, this is what jungle is, Capulet.
This is going to be a good mix, because I heard it before, and it's a good mix.
Coming in the background, Grimm and Stranjah, Reign Supreme, version 6.1.
It is, oh my god, it is version 6.1. Jesus. We got some crazy versions going on here. Did I ash in your thing? Matt has a container
Of dabs.
of dabs.
That
If you know what
Dustin's
dabs
been,
are.
that Mr. Capulet's been using as an ashtray.
By accident.
It's okay. That's how we get dirty in the studio, buddy.
I'm out of weed. I only brought like half a joint. I didn't want to get too stoned because the first time we did this, we did like a test recording, and we got too stoned.
Think for yourself.
If you think this sounds bad, we were like, oh, talking about the weirdest shit. So.
Sounds
Boom.
of 16 arm jack, Renegade snares.
Here goes the boom.
Pure amens from this boy. That's probably not a boy. The guy's probably a grown man.
This is a badonka donk of a tune.
Where's 16 arm jack from?
He's from the streets, yo. That's probably, you know what? That's the correct answer. I was going to say Vancouver, but the correct answer is from the streets.
Listen to that amen.
Pause. Boom, 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 boom. Pause. Sorry, I like that part. Sorry, I just ruined it for the listeners. Go buy it. How about that? Coming in is
The best thing to mix with a 16 arm jack tune is another 16 arm jack.
Yep. This is a Prodigy tune, right? Right?
The original Outer Space?
Yeah. I recognize this sample from a Prodigy tune.
Yes, this sample is from the Prodigy, but the original lyrics.
From a reggae, right? Reggae artist?
Yes.
A lot of shit originates back to reggae artists.
It all
especially
does.
in jungle.
It all does, buddy.
And
It all goes back to the Jamaican dance hall scene.
Yeah.
Well, that started somewhere too.
Why do you suppose white people love this music so much? Even though it's has its roots
Actually,
in Jamaican culture.
You know what, man? I've noticed in my time, I've noticed a trend of music that is. I was born in '82, and in my time, I've seen hair bands, punk, grunge, hip hop, rap, rave, dance culture, EDM. I've seen it all like come and go, and it's kind of funny where you see these trends. They start always from an impoverished people of society. So hip hop and rap started from, the poor black culture. Grunge started from like the drug use in Seattle. You see like the punk scene. You see all these scenes that were underground, and now they've been transformed into pop products. Grunge turned into alternative music, rap turned into hip-hop, rave turned into EDM. And I don't know what the next thing's gonna be. Maybe it's gonna be drum and bass, because drum and bass has never been one of those genres within EDM that's hit it off big. It's done in the UK, but it's not done that in North America.
Do you think other things have to like kind of run their course? And do you think that like you could say that drum and bass is just gonna stay in its little tight corner forever, kind of like metal.
I just think that it's been what mainstream.
You think it's gonna blow?
I think that's what just.
You think it's gonna get hot?
I think that's just what mainstream labels do once they get a hold of the product.
Because it seems the things that are blowing up are the things that are kind of new anyways. Like
No,
dubstep
well, I
came in,
mean,
then it blew up. Then trap came in, then it
You
blew
look
up.
at the thing, the British invasion. The British invasion only happened because the Beatles happened and corporate America tried to jump on the same trend.
Whoa,
I mean,
whoa.
they did this in the background. We
It's
got
getting
Grimm
deep.
fire. Dirty producer Grimm. Just goddamn disgusting. Big up Grimm. But the mainstream music, like, it's always from hair bands to disco to the British invasion and rock and roll. All of these subgenres stem from somebody who believes the corporate brand of that genre is not doing it right. You know what I mean?
Right. I hear you.
Yeah. So, like, grunge came from people sick and tired of corporate hair bands and disco.
And look
like,
at grunge now.
grunge is now is now alternative.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I was a grunge kid. I loved grunge. It's too bad they don't make it anymore.
Go
It
back.
is like there's not going to be another Nirvana. There's not going to be another Smashing Pumpkins.
But that's what I mean. That's what I mean. There was not going to be another. What is it? What is going to be it?
I don't know. We're just talking about rock here.
During the transformation of grunge to alternative, was the birth of rave. That was the
Sorry.
choking in the studio.
Sick, man.
That was the birth of rave. Is those people who were sick and tired of the pop product of rock and roll and whatever else was being created at the time. Coming in the background, sounds of Marcus Visionary Humble.
Big ups to Marcus. Still doing his thing.
The Dawn.
I went to a party and he was playing Garage,
Garage?
and it was sick.
Yeah, the man smashes.
I don't even listen to Garage. Shout outs to Michelle. La la la.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're sitting in a studio working on music in your spare time, send us your tunes via Dropbox to music@ccdnbradio.com.
Even if you're making it not on your spare time, and you should be doing something else other than making it, like important job
if you're like
interviews
if you're making
or
it at
important
work,
meetings, but you're still making tunes. You can send those in as well. Got a nice bob and sway going on here.
In the background, the sounds of the Canadian classic, Sniper, Dubplate, Pressure. Let's talk about some events. Let's talk about every week going on in Toronto. We got Run D&B going down on Timeless every Thursday night. That's run by Marcus Visionary. We've got weekly takeovers by different crews throughout the city. Also, every Sunday, after listening to The Prophecy, after listening to us, you can head down to Toda, Queen of Bathurst, for church. Because it's weekly, every Sunday, baby.
Gotta go church.
Gotta go church.
Gotta go. Unless you work in the morning.
Coming up, events. We got December 11th in Toronto, Netsky Live at the Hoxton.
Netsky. You know who he's playing with?
Who's he playing with?
Cove is coming down to open.
Oh, really?
Yes, I'm more excited about Cove
Yo, that's dope.
because
Yeah.
Cove is awesome. I'm not going to say anything about Netsky. Justin Bieber.
It's Netsky Live, though, too. Pretty
What does
awesome.
that mean, Netsky
Oh,
Live?
it's like
What's he
live.
going to
It's the
juggle?
band. It's the band.
There's a Netsky band?
Yeah. You've never seen the band?
He's a... Okay. Whatever. I don't know.
It's awesome.
Maybe I'm old. I just thought he was just a liquid DJ.
Anyways, moving on. The next night, Friday, December 12th.
Everybody's becoming a band now. Like Pendulum.
You want to start a band?
What's So Focused is probably a band now, too, for all I know. Chasing Status, they're like a kind of a band.
Yeah, they're kind of a
They act like fucking rock stars. That sounded bitter. That wasn't. I love them. They're good. They killed it at fucking Rebel Sound. No, Rebel Sound at Rebel Sound. They were facing Rebel Sound at the fucking
No, they
Sound
are Rebel
Clash.
Sound. They are.
Are
Rebel.
they?
Yeah, they are. Rebel.
Wow. Edit all that out.
Moving on to the events.
That was
in
the
Toronto,
weed.
Friday, December 12th. I will be playing at a charity show that I'm presenting in the city alongside Lush, Mr. Brown, and Rick Toxic. I'm playing back-to-back with PvP. We are doing a charity event, which means it's $10 towards sick kids, $5 towards sick kids with a canned good, or free with a winter jacket. If you bring a winter jacket, I will also buy you a drink on me. So you bring a winter jacket down December 12th to Toda for a winter jacket for the homeless in the city. That's
I
right.
will buy you an additional 2 drinks if it's a Goose Down.
That's for yourself. December 12th, the same night in Calgary. The 403 D&B crew is doing their Christmas bash featuring Lensman at the Bronco Smokehouse.
Lensman.
The next night in Toronto, Future Perfect Synergies presenting T.Love 10 at Baseline Music Bar. December 19th, we got Electric Symphony bringing Serial Killers into Toronto at Round. December 26th, Boxing Day, we got Junglist Movement at Adelaide Hall.
Do they always have a Junglist Movement on Boxing Day? I feel like that's a Boxing Day thing.
That's been like 15, 16 years. I don't know, man.
Yeah, so you got to go to that.
Oh, that's like a staple. It's a holiday staple.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Also happening New Year's Eve in Toronto will be Soul in Motion come together. New Year's Eve in Ottawa, you can catch me playing with Lush at Rough Revolution at the Midway Family Funhouse. Sounds of Mutt in the background.
That I can do without. These conversations only bring me
Your baby making music.
I can see clearly now. Quit moving fast and counting me out. Do the math on the floor. Yeah. If I move too fast, then tell me something else. To keep me from walking out the door. I will go 10,000 miles from your life. 'Cause you're
This is one of my favorite tunes. The remix of this tune, remixed by Rene, LaVice, and Gremlinz, is also fucking awesome. So buy them both. This one's on CIA. Is it?
No, this one, I believe.
Or the new one's
the
on
new
CIA.
one's out on CIA. Yeah.
Yeah. This one's on a label of sorts.
The
drum and bass
remix
label.
was sat on for a really long time because it was. I remember hearing the remix years ago towards the probably around episode 32.
I heard it before anybody. But then they changed it a lot.
Yeah,
and
it's
they made it even
Beautiful,
better.
beautiful music. It really shows the diversification of drum and bass.
Diversification.
Dub trauma movement coming in.
Dub Trauma, if you're listening, what's up, Dub Trauma? Been a while. What's up? You still making tunes? I had all of like 3 tunes from this guy. And they were nice because they were like simple. I like simple drum and bass because if it's done right, it just hits. And it's good.
I would walk 10,000 miles for your love, 'cause you're my everything in this complicated life. I would walk 10,000 miles for your love, 'cause you're my everything in this complicated life. I would walk
Dub trauma, if you're still making tunes, send them this way. Music at CCDnBRadio.com. Everybody, send your music that way. Also, if you've got an event going on anywhere in the country, send it to events at CCDnBRadio.com. And we will feature them on the show. We will also feature them on the website. It's obviously CCDnBRadio.com.
What if there's one lonely man out there that just has like an event in his basement and then tells you about it, and that's how he gets the word out, and he has like a crazy party in his basement, but then he murders everybody. How about that? What if that happened, Matt?
I will try to include a Facebook link, and you can do background checks from there, everybody.
I smoke weed.
That's quite obvious. Be sure to send all your event details. Send us your flyer, your Facebook link, all your event details.
Send your flyer like a paper plane, fold it up, and
Across the country to us. Sounds of Spinlock, nerve damage coming in the background.
big ups to Justin Todd.
This tune does a really weird change up in it.
Yeah. Because for the first time, tunes were starting to do that because dubstep was getting popular and there was these switch ups.
I love
in
it,
the middle
but
of
some
tunes.
people...
He did like an electro one too, not a dubstep one. And I liked
Here.
it.
Hey, listen
It
up.
fucks with your mix though.
Oh yeah, you
BPM
can't double
changes.
drop this shit.
Cool.
Really goes to show how strong of a producer he is, though. How he can, like, force the music to go somewhere else and then bring it back.
And then back to drum and bass. So what are your plans for the podcast, Matt? What are your plans?
Well,
What do you want to do
thanks
with this?
to Contraband Radio for reaching out to us and giving us the drive to push the show. I'm really hoping that the community, Canadian drum and bass community, will start to contribute to us to be able to put this out. Because, I mean, I've heard a lot of great Canadian music. I've put out all Toronto drum and bass mixtapes for the last 2 years running during Bass Week. And I hear a lot of original music being made. And now, like, tunes like coming in the background, Schematic, my friend. Artists like this just need to be pushed more. So we're hoping that we just find more and more people out there making tunes in the basement. If you got no output for it, we're going to be it. We want you to send your music to us, and we want to promote you. That's all the only intention with the podcast. That's all it is.
And then hopefully listeners, right? We need listeners. Otherwise.
Well, absolutely. I mean, I think the listeners are just
So,
going
okay,
to
well,
come.
Question. So you talked about this drum and bass community. What do you have to do to get into this community?
You just got to be in the drum and bass. That's it.
Is that it?
That's it.
So you mean I've been in this community
Buddy,
for 15 years and I didn't even know it? I didn't get no
buddy,
like
this
card
was
or
your
ID
this
card
was
or-
your show. This was your show.
It was, yes.
Yes. But I mean, look what you did, and I believe the time is now to restart it again. The music that I've heard over the last few years, especially the last few months, and when we got a great team like Contraband Radio backing us up, try to put it out every month. It's gonna try to be real consistent, like unlike we were in the past.
Cool. Well, I hope that you do everything you can to keep this going. I will be right here trying to
Who do you want to get in for as a guest, man?
as a guest.
Yeah, who do you
Well, I
want to
used
get
to
in?
get a lot of producers as guests. But that's fucking hard, man. That was really the hardest part of doing the podcast, is trying to get people to come out and do interviews. I used to go out with my phone. Once I got like a recording app on my phone, the minute that app came out, I went out and I started just interviewing guys on the streets and stuff. You really got to bug people. So like, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what you can do with this this brand, I suppose, that I started, because otherwise nothing would have happened from it. I wasn't gonna start the podcast up again, so it would have just gone to waste. I'm glad that you're picking it up. You can do what you will with it, you know. It's I'm absolving myself of all responsibility from here on out. I just got to say that, because he's going to do things differently. But he's a different host, so he got a new show now. It's good. It's fresh. And, you know, my show ran its course, and the segments ran their course too. So hopefully this new platform will be kind of cooler and more free-flowing talking. And yeah, and I'm going to be here to drag you down every point of the way with my trying to be funny, because I'm trying to get into stand-up comedy. I'm just starting, so I'm not going to be funny at first, but I'm going to practice, and this is my way of practicing and making Matt's job difficult, basically.
It's been fun.
Are you having fun? Was
Yeah,
this fun?
absolutely.
Did you have fun?
Absolutely.
He's a little annoyed with me, I can tell. Throughout the
okay.
podcast, I've been getting these bad stares because I keep on interrupting him and saying shit that has nothing to do with what he's trying to talk about. But I'm having a fucking ball.
In the background, Psidream, Hadley, Inner Strength. Thanks for listening, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you send your music to music@CCDnB Radio. Make sure you can also send us your event information at events@ccdnbradio.com.
There's always a thing I said at the end. What was it?
I'm not too sure.
Thanks for supporting Canadian drum and bass talent and producers. What is it? They work hard to do something, and we appreciate and we should support them more. Good night. That's not even close to what I used to say. But I used to say the same line at the end of every podcast, like Jerry Springer.
We're gonna have to look it up. We're gonna have to come up with like.
Take care of yourselves and each other.
Thanks for listening, Canada. Support your local drum and bass artists.